What is up, everyone, and welcome to another special edition of the Dan E. Owens Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, giving you commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. But today, as I just mentioned, is the Dan E. Owens Show because today we celebrate the prize fighter, Kevin Owens. And as a custom on birthdays, we give reviews on this channel. So let's get started with my top 10 favorite matches of Kevin Owens. And at number 10, we start with Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 33 for the U.S. Championship. This came as a month after Kevin Owens, lost, less than a month rather, the WWE Universal Championship to Goldberg with an assist from Chris Jericho, whom Kevin Owens had turned on. This would lead to a match with Chris Jericho still being the U.S. champion, had an amazing match, which I believe was the opening match. No, I take that back. That was not the opening match. AJ and Shane opened up. But Kevin Owens versus Jericho was the second match of the official card, and it was awesome. Kevin Owens used his knuckle after suffering a code breaker to spare himself, eventually going for the pop-up powerbomb for the win. Next on this list, speaking of Shane McMahon earlier, that brings me to, at number 9, we have Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown on October the 4th, 2019 in a ladder match. In this stipulation, it was determined that if Kevin Owens whoever lost the ladder match would be forced to leave WWE. And boy, did these two men give everything. Shane McMahon went for his iconic elbow as well as the coast to coast using a ladder. And also, Kevin Owens went for a frog splash, crushing Shane McMahon through a ladder, breaking the ladder and Shane in half, along with other great highlights. But in the end, it was Kevin Owens who would win the ladder match and then proudly tell Shane that he was fired before giving him another stunner. To be honest, I wish it was Vince instead of Shane. Next on this list at number 8, we have Kevin Owens versus this man right here, Stone Cold Steve Austin, in a losing effort at WrestleMania 38 Saturday. Now, Kevin Owens had called out Stone Cold Steve Austin, who he admitted was his childhood hero, and then our teenhood hero. In this time, it was a way to get into WrestleMania while totally insulting Dallas as well as the whole state of Texas. And so Stone Cold Steve Austin did not take kindly to having his favorite state, his home state rather, insulted. Therefore, it would lead to Kevin Owens hosting the Kevin Owens Show in the main event of WrestleMania, with Stone Cold being the special guest. Except Kevin Owens did not call out Stone Cold to talk or even for a confrontation. He actually called out Stone Cold for a match. And once again, that night, even though we're celebrating Kevin Owens, we have to admit, that night, Kevin Owens proved to be one dumb son of a gun for not only messing with Texas, but the Texas Rattlesnake Stone Cold Steve Austin. However, Kevin Owens managed to do something that only no one in the modern era can say they've done. And that is face the Texas Rattlesnake Stone Cold Steve Austin. Even though he lost in what was an amazing night, but Kevin Owens still can say he faced Stone Cold. And of course, at number 7, we have the previous year of WrestleMania. Kevin Owens versus his best friend Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 37 Sunday. And at the time, Sami Zayn was this conspiracy theory guy who brought Logan Paul in to be his supporting guy in his conspiracy investigation. All Logan Paul did was fall asleep during the match. And after Kevin Owens survived a haluva kick and turned it into a super kick, as well as a stunner for the win, Logan Paul tried to suck up to Kevin Owens, only to get a stunner and the funniest sell for his trouble. Next, at number 6, we have Kevin Owens versus Seth freaking Rollins at Hell in a Cell 2016 for the Universal Championship. A match that was built on getting revenge for the fact that Triple H screwed Seth Rollins to help Kevin Owens win his first ever Universal Championship. This was a good Hell in a Cell match. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It was a great Hell in a Cell match. In fact, Kevin Owens survived being powerbombed through 2 tables. It also helped that you had a friend like Chris Jericho, before he turned on him, would come in to assist Seth Rollins, making it a 2-on-1 handicap match, seemingly. But eventually, the numbers game caught up to Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens would end up winning the match, retaining the Universal Championship. However, it must be noted that it was a great Hell in a Cell match to me. Next, at number 5, we have another Shield member. Seth is a Shield member. Another former Shield member comes in at number 5. It is Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble 2017. Fun fact, Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns have faced off at 3 Royal Rumbles, with the 2021 match being my all-time favorite. However, this is a match that I'm putting on Kevin Owens' list, being the 2017 one, seeing as how it was a good one that Kevin Owens won. However, fun fact, they have faced off 3 times at the Royal Rumble, 2 times in San Antonio, Texas. One of those times, Kevin Owens would win that match. And it was a match where Chris Jericho was put in a shark cage to watch Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns fight off, as Kevin Owens defended the Universal Championship against the big dog before he was the tribal chief. Then, of course, Kevin Owens would go for a frog splash, putting Roman Reigns through a table. Kevin Owens would even survive being put through a stack of chairs, with an assist from Chris Jericho throwing brass knucks. Not enough. What was enough was an assist from the Monster Among Men, who returned to Raw last week to attack Roman Reigns. Not last week, but in this match, Braun Strowman attacked Roman Reigns, putting him through a table, helping Kevin Owens take advantage for the win. Now, like I said, it was a great match. And as I said, Kevin Owens survived being put through a table, shield bombed through an announce table, through chairs rather, and still won the match, even though he had assistance from Braun Strowman. Next on this list, there were no assistants in this match. It was just a good fight. And that is at number 4, we have Kevin Owens versus the Invisible Man, John Cena. Yes, at his first pay-per-view at Elimination Chamber 2015, Kevin Owens would challenge the U.S. champion John Cena while being the NXT champion at the time. and it was a very epic match. These guys kicked out of everything. Both men went for their finishers in the middle of the match and still won. And everyone kicked out, excuse me. We also learned in this time, as John Cena tried to superplex Kevin Owens, that you don't superplex Kevin Owens. You can't do that. Why are we still years later trying to superplex Kevin Owens? We all know how the result ends. But eventually, it took a second pop up powerbomb to defeat the invisible franchise player and for Kevin Owens to deliver a message saying that his time was now and that the champ, the NXT champion he was at the time, is here. Of course, they would go on to have other great matches later on in the future. The next two being the ones that John Cena won. Next on this list, hopefully you all can see me now. Next on this list, we have, alongside Sami Zayn, the tag team champions, the undisputed tag team champions they were at the time. I called them KO Zania. Took on the Bloodline Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns, at the time WWE champion. Now, this was a match, even though Kevin Owens did not get the pinfall, he was still part of what was an amazing tag team match that I was very concerned the KO Zania's days were numbered as tag team champions. But due to the fact that there was turmoil in the bloodline, specifically with Roman Reigns with Sikoa versus the Usos, that will all play in effect, and it would be Solo who took the pin from Sami Zayn after some assist moves from the man we celebrate today, Kevin Owens. Next on this list, we have at number 2, Kevin Owens versus the Demon King, Finn Balor. And the first ever NXT TakeOver main event at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Kevin Owens would main event in a losing effort, but a great effort against Demon Finn to try and regain the NXT championship that he lost in Japan. However, it was not to be done, as Finn Balor would retain the championship in what was a great ladder match after a super coup de grace from the top of the ladder onto Kevin Owens. Now, let's not act like Kevin Owens didn't give a good fight. That's why it's called Fight Owens Fight, because both men gave an amazing show. 24 hours after losing, he would pick himself up to defeat Cesaro at SummerSlam. At number 1 on this list, we have Kevin Owens with Sami Zayn versus the Usos at WrestleMania 39 last year. Awesome. One of the 5-star matches of 2023. That was just one of them. There were 2 more awesome. A lot of amazing matches took place at last year's WrestleMania, and this was one of them. And this would be the night where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, even though Kevin Owens did not get the pinfall for the team, Kevin Owens would assist in helping Sami Zayn win the tag team championships, the undisputed tag team championships from an unbeatable at the time Usos, winning the tag team championships in front of their loved ones and family members at WrestleMania, and what was one of the most memorable tag team championships ever. That does it for this list. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can be notified on everything. And Until then, I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and that's all the time I have for you today. And I'll be back with another review on all things wrestling. So keep fighting, Owens. And see you guys next time.